I'm going to give you an exercise that's going to blow your mind when you're trying to learn how to focus on your desired outcome or your wish fulfilled. This exercise is literally a hack to you starting to live a life that you truly love. As you know, I'm usually pretty excited about every episode that I do, and today is no exception, although I might be extra excited. I am going to share with you a life hack that allows you to remain focused on the actual goal that you want to obtain, using woo-woo and science, connecting them both together so that you can make sure that you are actually obtaining the type of things that you want in life. Let's get rid of this cycle of self-doubt, self-frustration, and really creating a mental battlefield, and let's start channeling all of our energy towards what we actually want so that we can obtain it. I want to welcome you to Unleashing Happiness. I am your host, Cecilia Hendricks, and my mission in life is to take the understanding that I have of the law of assumption, law of attraction, how this world works, and share it out with you so that you can make true sustainable changes in your own life and create a life that you truly love. I want to help you find your way to fulfillment, to daily joy, to happiness, and just feeling like you are finally living the life that you're truly meant to live and the life that you deserve to live. What we're going to talk about today allows you to not only just remain focused on the thing that you want, but continuously place your attention back to the solution of the desired outcome, the wish fulfilled that you're seeking, so that the world starts to present it back to you. And we're going to talk a little bit about how your brain actually helps you in this and how we're designed to pay attention to the things that we essentially tell ourselves to pay attention to, whether that is proving to ourselves that we are worthy, proving to ourselves that we're unworthy, proving to ourselves that we have plenty of opportunity that is in front of us, or presenting to ourselves that we are completely unlucky and nothing ever goes our way. Truly, your attention and focus is what's going to determine what you perceive in the world. One of the possibly weirdest things to hear at first, but also one of the greatest gifts that we have in this world, is that everything is neutral. So you hear this a lot in A Course in Miracles, and also Bashar shares this information as well. We assign the meaning to anything that happens in life. We assign whether something is for our greater good or for us to be kind of knocked down a notch again. We get to decide how we're going to react to the events of what happens in our life. And the more that you start to shift yourself into understanding that things are working out in your favor, or believing that things are working out in your favor, the less reactive you'll be to these external events that maybe sometimes don't go your way. Because when you see them as a very neutral event and not having any kind of real impact, unless it's a positive impact on the end result that you're working towards, you give yourself a resiliency to continue working towards your goal. And that's why what I always recommend to everyone, whether it's you listening to my podcast, checking out my YouTube content, joining a course that I'm hosting, or working with me as a one-on-one client, I'm going to teach the same things, right? So I'm going to take your situation and explain to you how you can change your perspective and how you can change the way that you're viewing the world and the things that are happening to you, because nothing around you has any meaning until you assign the meaning. And I know at first that sounds a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but the more that you sit with that and think about it and consider it, the more that you'll see the truth within that statement. And so what you want to learn how to do, and what we're going to talk about today, is how you can start to essentially set an intention to seek out specific feelings and things that generate those specific feelings for you. Essentially, what I want you to start with is an understanding of what feeling it is you want to generate. And you don't need to overthink this. I see this a lot where folks are just very much so overthinking it. And you can make it very simple. If you ask yourself, how do I want to feel when I go to bed at night? If I lived an ideal day and I just had the most fantastic day, how would I feel when I go to bed? And you can narrow it down to just one feeling. I would feel very loved. I would feel desired. I would feel relaxed. I would feel abundant. I would feel wealthy. Whatever it's going to be, right? You can just kind of narrow it down and say, this is kind of the feeling that I want to generate. This is how I want to feel when I go to bed at night. And you can ask yourself this question repeatedly. And the more that you calm your mind first, so either doing a breathing exercise or a form of exercise like physical exercise, Then ask yourself the question. Usually that first little thing that pops up into your head, the first answer, is really kind of your instinct talking to you, and you can usually go with that. Now, that's not to say that because you pick one now that you can't pick something else at a different time. This is actually a great exercise to focus on one feeling for about a week or so and then choose a different feeling. It's supposed to be fun, right? Like this whole journey is supposed to be fun and enjoyable. It's self-growth, it's self-discovery, it's rediscovering yourself, understanding more about yourself, learning who you are, and becoming truly your most authentic self. And these are the ways that you become happier in life, is by being able to be who you are, being able to do the things that you really want to do, being around the people and the experiences and the learnings that make you light up, right? Like you should feel some excitement about life. You should feel excitement about the people that you spend your time with. You should feel excitement about the work that you do. And not to say it has to be like some jump in the air, clapping your hands excitement, but something that you are actually finding fulfillment and joy in your everyday life. And by doing these exercises and really starting to figure out what feels good, what you really enjoy, and what lights you up inside, what brings you joy, is something that we should all strive for. It's a beautiful, beautiful process. This whole thing of like law of assumption, law of attraction, positive thinking, changing your mindset, updating your identity, whatever words you want to put on it, should not feel like a battle for you. Now, it may at first, right? You're overcoming some deep rooted beliefs and some thought patterns that have been there for a really long time. And that's okay. Give yourself grace, give yourself some forgiveness, give yourself some love. But essentially, this should be a good, fun, enjoyable process, not I have to do this technique again so that I can feel good tomorrow. No, we're learning how to embody the person that you want to be today, right now. Now, before I give you the exercise to do, I want to talk a little bit about how our minds work and how our brains are set up. We have a reticular activating system, and it's a network of neurons in our brain that controls a number of functions. These include things like our sleep-wake cycle and our attention and our sensory perception. So essentially, what this does is it filters sensory information from your five senses and allows only relevant information to pass through to your brain. So essentially, you could think of it as like your brain's gatekeeper, right? What is actually important for me to pay attention to, but not only to pay attention to, but to let it get back to the actual brain. It's kind of like the bouncer of your brain, right? And so what it's doing is it is starting to decide what is good enough to get through and what is not. Now, here's what happens is that what it allows to get through is what you are giving attention to. So you're essentially telling the activating system, this is what I want to have allowed through. So if I'm saying I am unworthy, I am unloved, I am unattractive, I never get any opportunities, every day is just kind of ho-hum, woe is me kind of day, then when a good opportunity comes up or something that may be aligned to what you really want in life, your reticular activating system says, whoa, buddy, no, we don't pay attention to you. You're filtered out, you're not getting through to the brain, which means you don't even see this opportunity being presented to you. That possibility is not even available for you to pay attention to because you're teaching your brain not to pay attention to it. And this is why it is so important to put your goals front and center every single day. This is why things such as like vision boards work. This is why visualization works. This is why setting reminders and focusing on your goals and returning to it over and over works. And if you're a follower of Neville Goddard, it also connects to his teachings. He says that you need to continually return to a feeling until it crowds out your consciousness, till essentially it is the main thing. It is what you're dwelling in. And what he was teaching was the way that we can use our reticular activating system to allow in the filter of this is what I want. This is the way I want to behave. And this comes to our exercise. I don't want to keep you on the edge of your seat too much longer. And if you can't tell, I need to take a deep breath because I'm starting to talk really, really fast because I'm so excited. This exercise is truly life-changing. I know this is not going to be a long podcast episode because I want to get right to the point. I want you to walk away knowing I can do this. It is so simple. It is simple, it is life-changing, and it is literally something that anybody can do any time of day. You don't have to have a special technique. It's all about just setting a little reminder for yourself. So, earlier we talked about the fact that you're going to decide on what type of feeling you want to actually have. The next part of this is I want you to start setting an intention each night and each morning that you're going to go back through your day and you're going to pay attention to that feeling and anything that provides you this feeling. I call it a treasure hunt, and I know other teachers probably call it the same thing, right? You're going to go back through your day each night and find, where did I feel loved today? On the smallest of scale. You have a dog, they wag their tail when you walked in the room. Mine is so adorable. He lays on the floor, and he's an older dog now, and he's he's a big guy, right? So he gets up if it's important, like a treat. He does not always get up because I walk into the room. But what he does do when I walk into the room is you'll hear his tail just thump, because as soon as he smells me, sees me, hears me, even if we're downstairs and he hears us talking, you can hear him thumping his tail on the floor. And I know that's because he loves us so much. So that's going to go in my little treasure hunt bucket of love for the day. If I did something nice for myself, like I took a bubble bath, or I said some positive affirmations, or I worked in my journal, or I read my book and I made myself a nice cup of coffee and I thought my hair looked nice and I did these nice things for me, that's going in my treasure hunt bucket for love. If my spouse, like recently, actually, so I love moon pies. If you know what those are, they're sweet deliciousness. And I love, love, love moon pies. And you can't always find them in the gas station, but my husband will always look for them. And he surprised me by leaving a moon pie in my car. And I just thought that was super sweet. So that's going to go into my love bucket, right? Is that I got this moon pie that was special to me. It was like letting me know that I was being thought of. I have a friend, I've been hosting a training course every Monday morning. And I have a friend that every single Monday she texts me, even though she's out of town touring Europe right now, having this most amazing vacation. She texts me every single Monday and asks me how my class went. How did it go? You know, did you have people join? Did it feel really good? And ask me questions about it. And that goes in my love treasure bucket, because that is true love. Like, to reach out and to think about somebody like that, it is really special and important. If I have a friend send me like a funny meme on Instagram, or send me, a funny video to watch on TikTok, that's going to go into my love bucket, right? That's my treasure hunt. I'm looking back on the day. This was a way that I felt love. If I'm looking for abundance and I get a bill that is even $5 less than what I anticipated, cha-ching, that's going in my abundance of wealth treasure bucket. And I do these on a daily basis. And I'm kind of to the point now where I find it just fun, because what you'll find is that as you start to look for these things, you suddenly start to notice a whole hell of a lot more of them, right? So they just start to build and build and build. Here's the thing, you're not only telling the universe, God, source, hey, I want more of this. I'm paying attention. This is awesome. You're also telling your brain to allow those opportunities to be filtered into the actual brain. Your reticular activating system is saying, oh, yeah, we're going to pay attention to abundance. We got to start looking for these areas of abundance. Oh, we're going to start paying attention to these areas of feeling like we're in really good health. We're going to start making sure that you have more areas to focus on of having really good health. And this is the law of attraction. This is the law of assumption. This is honestly neuroscience. Like, it all comes together and builds on itself. And then each morning, I want you to spend time, instead of reaching for your phone, instead of checking that, I want you to think, what is the feeling that I intend to see today? I'm going to intend to pay attention to the love that I am shown today in every which way, on the smallest of scales. Somebody holds the door open for me as I'm walking into work. That is love being shown. That is love for another human helping me out, right? Somebody lets me get over in traffic, cha-ching, that goes in my love treasure bucket. And you're going to start paying attention to it on a daily basis and just really start to focus on these feelings and just see where it bubbles up in your life. And I'm telling you, without a doubt, if you truly do this, you will start to see it come up in your life more and more and more. You'll start to see the word love everywhere that you look. You'll start to have people doing more things for you. You'll feel more confident. You'll treat yourself nicer because you're looking for this. This is the same way that a vision board works. This is the way that scripting works. This is the way that any of these rituals that you perform works, is because you're truly telling yourself, I'm going to pay attention to this. Allow this in, provide me more of it. So that is your exercise for this week. Honestly, I hope you keep doing it. I would love to hear how this works out for you. So if we're on YouTube and you're watching, please leave a comment down below. Let me know how it goes. I would love, love, love to hear how it goes. And if you're listening on like a podcast hosting platform, feel free to shoot me an email. One, if you have any questions. Two, if you just want to tell me, hey, I did this and this was amazing, because I promise you it'll be amazing. And so just send me an email. It's unleashinghappiness@ceciliahendricks.com. I wish you nothing but the absolute best, and I hope that you truly start to go on a treasure hunt for all the things that you want in life, because you will be floored at what this opens up, the opportunities that this provides for you. Have a beautiful week.